In this demo, I can show you how we can use an open source library called Service Fabric Backup and Restore to create and restore backups of your services running in Service Fabric. I'm going to demo it on a local development cluster. Before we can start taking backups, we first need to deploy an application, and that application should have one or more partitions. It's important to know that backups are created for one partition at a time. So if your service has 4 partitions, you need to repeat the creation of backups 4 times, once for every partition. In order to restore a backup, you first need to invoke a situation called data loss. The state of data loss can be triggered by a system failure, or it can be scripted or by executing code. Only in a situation of data loss you can restore data in a service partition. And finally, we can use the Service Fabric Explorer to view the progress of the backups being restored. To prepare for this demo, I've deployed a special demo application to my local development cluster. This demo application has just one service running inside it, the demo service. The demo service has 2 partitions. This means that half the data is stored in one partition and the other half is stored in the other partition. I've created this tool to interact with the backup service running inside this special demo application. The service running in the demo application is a stateful service. It has 2 operations on it. One is to set the state and one is to get the state back again. Because I just deployed this application, the initial state will be empty. So if I query that, it will show undefined, which means my state is not present yet. I will now set the state to the value state v1 to indicate that this is my first definition of the state. If I now query the state back again, you can see that it is in fact state v1. So the state has been stored successfully. If I now select to list the present backups, you can see that there are none. So let's go ahead and create a backup. I'm now presented with the choice to create either a full backup or an incremental backup. The full backup will contain all the state, and the incremental backup will contain only the changes that were made after creating a full backup. So you cannot create an incremental backup to start off with. This is why I type 1 to create a full backup. Because my state is very small, this will only take a second. If I now list all the currently available backups, you can see that one full backup was created. Note that it has the partition it was created for and it has a unique identifier. I will copy this backup identifier so I can paste it in later when restoring a backup. Before restoring the backup, I will change the state to state v2 to indicate that this is the second version of the state. If I now query my state, you will see that it reflects v2. Let's now go ahead and restore a backup using the identifier I copied earlier. I now need to select whether I want to invoke a state of full data loss, meaning that all replicas will be deleted, or partial data loss, meaning that only currently pending transactions will be aborted. I will select full data loss and then show you the Service Fabric Explorer so you can see what's going on. After some time, you can see that all 3 replicas of the service have vanished. This is caused by the fact that I chose full data loss. You can also see the replicas returning quite quickly. This is the automatic healing capability of Service Fabric. By now it's already possible to start using the service again, so if I query the state, you can see that it returns state v1. Note that this is no longer state v2, which I set after creating the backup. You have now learned that it's possible to create backups from Service Fabric partitions and how to restore them by using a simple library called servicefabric.backuprestore. It's available on NuGet and GitHub.